I'm sorry I'm making this so not sitting down focused, but I have so much to do and I don't want the day to end without making sure that I post the Excellent Wife stuff. So I left off on the lazy and disciplined chart examples, and not going to go through those, but it was really good. You guys can let me know if any stuck out to you and just really spoke volumes to you. Then it moved on to like the atmosphere of the home, which is also something that I've talked about. So the atmosphere of the home and how much of it depends on mom and how hard that is sometimes, because at times it feels like we can't like we never have the freedom to just like I don't know, be allowed to pout or be a brat, because then everyone's affected by it and it's like such a heavy thing that it's our fault that the whole house atmosphere is messed up. So we really truly have to keep our feelings in check so much, and it's such a hard battle because, you know, being a woman, we're so emotional. And I skipped one thing, the warning in the last paragraph on 76, how to beware of perfectionism, because obviously we cannot be perfect. Life happens, kids are messy, life is messy, and that's just part of it all. I think having a peaceful heart and a gentle, quiet spirit, knowing and trusting in the Lord's sovereignty, is definitely one of the top things we have to keep and maintain in those times when things don't go as planned. And then just being okay with the house not looking perfect. I made a video not too long ago showing the chaos of living with kids. You know, you can't have it perfect all the time, and that's okay. But we definitely want to, you know, at least have clothes for everyone to wear, food for everyone to eat, and have a joyful atmosphere. I think those things matter. That matters the most. And then as far as the practical things, I think it's good to have clothes and food and then clean when you can. And then the atmosphere, there's not much to say, except we really do set the tone in the home, and that's hard. The next chapter was on love, and boy, was it convicting. I wrote so much stuff down, I could barely stop. Good grief. I can't talk about all the things that stuck out to me because there's too many, but I was extremely convicted with this chapter. Really reminded of so many important things, and I feel like every time I read 1 Corinthians 13 and just like the biblical definition of love, it's such a challenge because we can read it and know it, but then when we reread it and reread it again, it's always like new, you know, and we forget so easily what God says love is. It's not what we think it is, what we want it to be. It's what God says love is. And when we do it His way, it's so much more fulfilling and better. But anyway, I can ramble and ramble. It's a choice. And the first thing, look, she's going to get your food. Go sit down. The first thing she talks about is how loving is a commandment from the Lord, that we must love everyone, you know, and our husband is included in that everyone. And the things that can hinder love are selfishness, bitterness, and fear, which that's really stood out to me. I can totally relate to, I can understand like selfishness and bitterness hindering love, but the fear one, I was like, I wonder what she's going to say about this. And so something that stuck out to me right away is if you're living right now with a lot of selfishness or a lot of bitterness or a lot of fear in your marriage, it is not too late. Address it now. Don't let it run its course, because you will end up in a bad place. And then she moved on to biblical principles. All Christians are commanded to love one another. And that is basically everyone, including your husband. There's many ways to love, and she went into that, which was so good.